Let's talk about stress. You write about acute stress and chronic stress and the Yerkes Dodson principle. I
Yerkes
think
Dodson principle.
tell us about that.
Yeah. So acute stress is stress that is happening in a finite amount of time. So
Okay.
it's historically, evolutionarily, it's that tiger chasing you.
Right.
Maybe in our business context, it's the deadline that must happen today.
Right.
So it's time limited and it is sort of that big push. All systems go, heart rate's up, breath is fast, muscles are tense, go, go. And that's really how our bodies are designed to respond to stress. Our bodies are designed to kick it into hyperdrive for a very short period of time
Okay.
to achieve safety or to get something done. And that's contrasted with chronic stress, where our bodies physiologically are elevated for a long period of time. And by elevated, I mean those signs of stress, the increased heart rate, increased respiration, the blood flow moves from the center of our body, from our organs into our big muscle groups, into our arms and legs, in
Mm-hmm.
order to prepare the body for that acute response. But when that happens chronically, it creates a lot of, all of these preventable medical problems that go along with type A personality or stress.
Got it. Okay. So there's acute and chronic stress. And
Right.
what does the Yerkes Dodson, has to do with all of
Yeah. So the Yerkes Dodson principle is really looking at the relationship between stress and performance.
that?
So
Okay.
it looks like one of these lovely bell curves that we see in statistics.
Right.
And it tracks the relationship such that as stress increases,
Okay.
performance increases to a point. And then there's the tipping point
Got it.
where the arc of the curve begins to go down the other way because there's so much stress that the body is essentially saturated and the brain is not able to function well, and performance begins to decline because the
Got it.
body is overly stressed.
So, the issue I have with that is that it sounds like what you're saying is that a certain level of stress is probably good, particularly if
Absolutely. Yep.
you're running a bit. That's what
Gets us out of bed in the morning.
yeah, you took the words out of my mouth. I mean, that's what gets us out of bed in the morning, but obviously too much stress is not good. So do we find that tipping point, that middle place? Do you have any advice on that?
Yeah, I think that's a really, in a way, part of what we're learning about our when you're undertaking the know thyself part of this process
All right.
is to pay attention to what is too much for you. So
Uh-huh.
I know for me and for many of the folks that I work with,
Mm-hmm.
too much stress leads to not being able to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're so stressed, you got so many things going on, your mind is going a mile a minute, so much so that you're waking up at 3 a.m. and just like bling, awake, can't function, can't
Right.
go back to sleep. That's a sign that it's too much. Your body's not able to effectively work with that much stress.